PWNcast.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the first episode of PWNcast, a hopefully weekly podcast where we will be talking about video games, movies, anything that really interests us. Most of the time, it's kind of nerdy gamer things. Weekly, yeah.
We're gonna try to put this out weekly.
We're gonna try to churn this out weekly.
Oh
Through
crap!
Skype or through live takes like we're doing now.
Oh goodness!
I'm Danny. I run this channel, Phantasm Mask, which you may be watching on YouTube. We may have this on iTunes. We don't know yet.
We're gonna like shove this everywhere we can. Oh, anyway,
to
we're
Reddit!
gonna get this everywhere we can.
To Reddit. Anyway, I'm Danny, and I'm here with.
My name is Pat.
And yeah,
that's really it.
And we're playing games.
We play video games.
And so since this is the first episode, I kind of wanted to introduce, what qualifies us to talk about games, because this is a frequent question I get when reviewing games is,
what gives you the right to bash this game?
Yes. And I've been reviewing games for about 4 years now. 4 years I've been doing this.
Probably close to,
And overall, I'm involved in the technical aspect of gaming and cinematography and films and stuff like that. I'm more of a film student. Not too savvy on the programming side of gaming, but that's where my expertise lies. I own all current generation consoles, looking to maybe get the Wii U sometime within the first quarter of next year. And I've owned pretty much all three consoles for the past few generations that have come out.
Yeah.
So, what qualifies you, Pat?
Well... Notice the silence there. I mostly do everything through PC because I don't own a current gen console, but I do have ready access via Danny and 5 other people I know that have them, so I do play 360 and PS3 games very frequently. I do a lot of MMOs, and I play mostly old school stuff.
Basically,
simply because
you fill in the gap that I don't do.
Exactly. I'm in between. I fill the spaces that Danny doesn't want to touch on, because Danny's very against MMOs. And
I'm like a staunch aggressor.
Against
MMOs.
My laptop is the most powerful piece of technological equipment that I own. So
it's a gateway.
And it's a gateway. So that's pretty much what I use. I am saving up for a 360 at some point soon, though. So
I got to get those holiday deals. We're recording this on Black Friday.
We are recording this on Black Friday. I didn't buy shit. Did you buy shit?
No, I didn't.
Well, the country's screwed. We didn't buy shit.
I'm holding out for that 50th anniversary Bond Blu-ray set, dude. That's like
Cyber Monday.
Yep, that's my Christmas present for myself.
I'm gonna get the Halo 4 360.
All right, we have several topics.
You didn't even say anything about it.
No, you can go ahead and have your
hate Halo. I despise Halo.
Anyway, we have a few topics to talk about tonight. We have a big main topic, which I don't want to get into yet. But the first thing I want to talk about is the Wii U. It's a recent launch, and it's something that I haven't looked into that much.
It's not really worth looking into. I do have a Wii. I just remember that. I do have a Wii.
I do
own a Wii.
I have a piece of white plastic gathering dust on my shelf.
I do have a Wii. So I do kind of try and keep up with Nintendo.
I can only get tired to Just Dance so many times.
Oh my god, Just Dance. Oh, Jesus.
Anyway.
I have two different Just Dance games. Because I have a family of 6. And I have siblings. So I don't use the Wii ever. I don't use the Wii.
The Wii U is interesting to me because with the first Wii, we had like this giant rush in all of this press surrounding the Nintendo Wii, how this was going to completely revolutionize the gaming. If you remember back reading gaming magazines, it was called Nintendo Revolution.
There was a huge push in development and advertisement to really push the Wii into the market, and they kind of forced it way too soon.
Oh, yeah. And with this one...
The Wii's abilities as far as... hold on.
I mean, have you even seen a Nintendo Wii U commercial on television?
No.
Because I haven't.
I haven't seen any.
I mean,
I've seen some online, but I haven't seen any on like regular television.
The only time I see stuff about the Wii U is whenever I go into a gaming store.
Yeah, that's all. That's all they're doing.
Whether it be in mom and pop store or in GameStop or in a big box store. I mean, I don't see this.
My initial thought would be that maybe because we're not seeing as many ads for this, and stuff, that they're not pushing it as hard, that maybe they learned their lesson with the original Wii, and they're not pushing it as hard. Because that was the biggest problem with the Wii. Because a lot of the Wii's limitations as far as processing power and graphical ability goes, it just seems like maybe had they taken a little more time to finish the console a little bit more, it could have been a lot more powerful than it is now.
HD support would have been nice.
Exactly.
Even if it's just 720.
Yeah.
Even if it's just 720, which now people are like, 720? Really? Where's my 1080p? I mean, that's where... I don't think Nintendo was really thinking that far ahead when they released the Nintendo Wii. They just wanted to get something out there to dominate the market before the 360 and PS3
It seems like the Wii was nothing more than their hope at bridging the gap.
And they're doing the same thing with the Wii U. They got to get it out because, as you know...
They have to try it. The new Xbox is in development. The next PlayStation
it's due to drop November of next year.
Yeah.
That's what the big thing is. And there's all these leaked photos of it that I found on Reddit.
It looks so cool.
I think even G4's had a thing on them.
It looks really sweet.
The pictures that I've seen, it looks like a giant, one of those... like a giant hard drive that you can put with a network, or even just a network router.
Yeah, it just looks like a router.
It's like
with the button.
Yeah,
that's it.
With a button and no controller ports or anything.
Yeah, exactly.
But then again, we've evolved past that.
Exactly. Apparently, we've evolved past controllers.
My problem with the Wii U is that I feel just like the Nintendo Wii, it's going into that trendy style of gaming. What's in right now?
Yeah.
Motion controls with the first Wii. Now we have tablets.
Which I strongly disagree with tablet gaming.
I don't think that's something...
It's not, because half of the time it's done half-ass. I've played a couple tablet games. They're horrible. I have yet to find one that was well-designed, let alone looked good.
Well, here's the thing about tablets. These games are not designed for you to actually play on the tablet. They're like inventory screens and stuff like that.
Well, no, because apparently one of the things that they're advertising with the Wii U is that you can change the channel on the television, and it comes up on the fucking screen on the tablet.
I did not know that.
Yeah, that's one of the Wii U's gimmicks, and that's all it is a cheap gimmick, because the screen quality is shit.
I mean, I can see them trying to do augmented reality with it a little bit.
Which...
I mean...
Yeah, they could do that.
I don't really know how I feel about that. I've never really been that big into AR, so...
No, a lot of the titles that they're talking about releasing for the Wii U, AR is going to be pointless.
And most of the launch titles that we've had are re-releases of current-gen
Exactly,
games.
they're current games.
Batman
Arkham City Armored Edition. How is this needed?
They threw Black Ops 2, Assassin's Creed 3, Mass Effect 3, a whole bunch of
threes. They're tacking on the ends of franchises, or the latest installments of franchises, just for this new system. And
yeah, I just
my problem with it being a tablet controller, it's way too fucking big. I don't want to have to sit here and do this.
I haven't seen how big they are.
They're huge. They're huge.
But you know how much about they weigh or anything like that? I mean, does it feel light in your hands?
There's weight to it. It's not like a Wii remote where you'll move your hand and you'll let go, and it's just, you'll break the TV because you don't realize the controller's in your hand. There is weight to it, which I did like. There was some weight to it. It felt like you were actually holding a controller, unlike what the Wii has now. There's dual analogs, which is really awkward. Maybe because they're spaced so far away, but the dual analogs was a little weird.
Yeah.
Just because they're about this far away, and I mean it was all right. It just kind of felt a little awkward, and the button placement was kind of odd. Like they could have done the button placement a little better.
Yeah.
Maybe honestly, I think maybe instead of just doing a tablet, they should have just gone back to a regular controller.
Yeah, I don't see what the problem with that is.
I mean,
sometimes
and if they really wanted to put a screen, make something like the PSP. Or a DS. Put it where you have a regular controller on the ends, and put a fucking touch screen in it.
Why not just integrate the 3DS with the Wii U instead of using a tablet?
They already integrated the 3DS with the Wii.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, it's not like a whole lot, but there's some integration.
Well, I mean,
there.
like, instead of having a tablet which has your inventory screen, why not just have the 3DS do that instead?
Yeah.
I mean,
I guess.
smart. I mean, if you already have a 3DS.
It's got more buttons than the Wii Remote does, so...
Okay, there you go.
Well, no, actually, it has about the same amount of buttons.
And probably the biggest thing that gripes me about the Wii U, and
your biggest gripe?
My big gripe. Your
biggest gripe.
Is the credit card charge if you're a minor.
Oh my god.
The 50-cent credit card charge, I'm like...
That's ridiculous.
I'm looking at all of these people posting on Reddit about this.
That's ridiculous.
And I'm like, I'm not sure if this is real. Is this real life? I don't...
There is...
I mean...
I don't know how much legitimacy there is to it, but I have seen things about
costs money to add a credit card to your Nintendo account.
Apparently, yeah.
I mean...
Again, I don't know how much legitimacy there is to this, but I have seen things
if it's 50 cents... I mean, 50 cents, despite how some people may think it's a small amount of money, it's the fact that they're taking money...
They got to make up for the production costs for this little piece of shit.
That is true. For those who don't know, the Wii U, in order for it to see a profit, every single person who buys a Wii U has to buy a game
as well with it. A $60 Wii U game.
It has to be a Nintendo in-house game like Super Mario or something.
Oh
like
my
that.
god, they're not
It can't be. It can't be Black Ops 2. It can't be.
They're not gonna sell enough of those.
I mean, that to me, that just rings bells back to the PlayStation 3 back when that
really
was
does. It really does.
I
well, they kind of had a similar problem with the Wii. They needed to. They had trouble offsetting the production costs of the Wii.
Mm-hmm.
But that was nowhere near as bad as this is.
Oh yeah, I mean, are they actually priced at $50 or $60? I think it's still $60.
What?
The Wii U games?
Yeah, I think I haven't checked in a few days.
I think they might still be $60. 50 or 60. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, still,
it's $10 difference. I mean, I'd love for games to go back down to $50 or even cheaper. I mean, I don't know. I just like kind of that.
I remember
even
when games hit the market for like
$50,
and I was like, "New game, $30."
Yeah,
why not? You go, shut up and take it.
You remember when a new Game Boy game would come out and it would be like $15, $20?
Yeah, it was like $15, $20, and you were like, "I want this."
I bought Pokemon Silver shortly after it came out for $15.
Yep.
Back in I don't remember what year, like 2000.
I think my parents got me, or my mother got me Pokemon Silver on launch. It was like $30, I think.
I paid for Pokemon Silver and change.
Nice.
I am not joking. I had plastic bags.
That's awesome.
I paid for all of it in change, and
that's awesome.
That poor woman. I feel so sorry for her looking back.
That's horrible. So, you're a horrible person.
My thing is on the Wii U. Eventually, it's going to get in my household, whether I buy it or my brother buys it, because he's a big Zelda guy, and he doesn't want to miss out on the next Zelda game. So I guarantee you, he'll probably buy it sometime in the future, if not before the end of the year, probably sometime early next year. Yeah.
Or you'll end up getting one so you can.
Which, speaking of Nintendo, we recently found out about Resident Evil Revelations.
This I'm
coming
actually
to
really
consoles.
happy about.
Oh, I can't wait! This is going to be awesome because I've never played Revelations.
You didn't play Revelations.
Nope.
I played a little bit of Revelations. I got maybe 20 to 30 minutes of playtime in Revelations, and this was like the only thing recently that has come even close to redeeming Capcom.
Are you serious?
For anything.
Despite my feelings on RE6 and everything?
Despite your feelings on RE6, this came close. I'm not saying it did, but it did come relatively close to possibly redeeming Capcom for all of the sins, if you would, that they've committed.
Mega Man Legends 3. Cancel that. And Patrick starts to cry.
I will go out and say it. I'm extremely butthurt about them canceling Mega Man Legends 3. I'm a huge Mega Man fan. And I'm still very mad.
Now, they don't have anything like a price point right now or anything like that. I'm guessing.
Probably no.
If it's an HD port,
maybe
an HD port to PS3 or 360, it's probably going to be $20. Probably,
maybe.
Because I mean, it still is a relatively fresh.
It is
still. It's the only Resident Evil game I haven't played. The only one, and I played Gaiden.
Mercenaries. You played Mercenaries?
Yeah, I played Mercenaries.
Gaiden was Gaiden.
Resident Evil
Gaiden.
I've also played Metal Gear Solid Ghost Babel.
I played that too.
That's just
a piece of shit.
That's just a horrible game.
Oh goodness!
Personally, I can't wait for that to show up.
No, it's going to be really awesome. They're going to hopefully they up the ante a little bit and kind of redo some of this stuff because there are graphic differences. Obviously, it's a portable console being on the 3DS. They have a lot of opportunity to really kind of up the ante with this game and maybe kind of change the way gamers are looking at Capcom, and hopefully they take advantage of that.
Yeah, because frankly, Capcom has really been throwing out some duds lately. RE6 was just a huge letdown.
It was a bomb.
Yeah,
it's just kind of.
Now, if I were to go back there on the PS3 and try to find a match on Mercenaries, good luck. There's no lobby.
Because
there's nothing.
There's
yeah, and they're trying to keep people enticed with that, trying to put up challenge weekends and things like that.
Nobody does them anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually surprised that Mass Effect 3's multiplayer is still going on, and I still play a lot of that. A lot of my subscribers know about that. I do a lot of ME3 videos.
Because Danny's addicted to Mass Effect.
But I recently finished Assassin's Creed 3.
Oh my god.
And
that ending.
I wanted... Well, I'm not going to spoil the ending for anybody.
Just saying,
because it's still a fresh game. It's almost been out for a month. New. But I was going to review this game on my YouTube channel, and I decided against it. Mostly because...
He's butthurt about the ending.
No, it's not that I'm necessarily butthurt. It's just, I'm looking at this from the perspective of...
It's not complete yet.
I spend half of the game in a tutorial level. It's holding my hand for 6 of those sequences.
The game isn't even... The storyline's not even done.
That's true. And they're planning to continue that with Liberation, the character from Liberation.
Liberation for the Vita.
Yeah.
They need to do that for a console as well, but
yeah,
whatever.
I intend on buying a PlayStation Vita.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
I'm looking at it.
I saw when they announced that white PlayStation Vita with Assassin's Creed Liberation, I was like, oh, okay, take my money. Take my money. I'm in between jobs right now, so I can't really, shell out money for that.
Yeah.
So
Danny's got to hoard his pennies for everything.
I
have a job, and I still got to hoard my pennies.
I got to hoard my pennies for a Bond 50 Blu-ray set for Christmas for myself.
Nice.
So, and I know a lot of people give Assassin's Creed, the series as a whole, flack for being monotonous and repetitive. And there are times where I can agree with them on that, and in Assassin's Creed 3, I think that they've definitely hit the spot with, yes, this is the same thing that I have seen before.
Yeah.
Its story...
It's the same thing we've done for the past 4 games.
Its story really isn't engaging. It's not as engaging as when I was playing through some of the Ezio games like Assassin's Creed 2 and Brotherhood. I didn't really like Revelations that much.
I think Revelations is the only one I haven't actually sat down and played.
Yeah, Revelations was in that kind of... And it's like, it has its moments.
Title, and it was obvious that it was kind of an in-between filler title.
It was definitely the game where I'm just sitting here going, Ubisoft, please, retire this character, please.
Oh, man. And they did, and they got this new guy.
And then we get the Native American equivalent of Anakin Skywalker from the Star Wars prequel trilogies. It's just my opinion. I can't wait to see what people have to think about
Star Wars.
No, the only thing I'm going to say about Star Wars is prequels already happened. I think the worst is behind us.
The worst is behind us.
You've got Lawrence Kasdan coming back in to help co-write
the one who wrote the good parts.
Yeah, who co-wrote Empire and Jedi. Yeah,
who wrote the good parts. He's the one who wrote the good parts of those movies. Forgivable. He wrote the good parts.
Forgivable. You know what isn't forgivable? My Star Wars Blu-ray set back there with the Ewoks that have CG eyelids.
That wasn't his decision.
No, that is his decision. Because it's like George Lucas says, all of my movies are like a painting. I'm allowed to go back and touch them up whenever I want to make them better.
No! No!
Instead of Han shooting first or Greedo shooting first, they both shoot at the same time. It's just that Greedo's a bad shot.
They went back and changed it?
Yeah. And Obi-Wan Kenobi's little scream to disturb the Tusken Raiders sounds like somebody's yelling through a urinal bowl while it's flushing. It's pretty funny. But anyway, we're getting way off topic here. Way off topic. So, the main topic tonight that I want to talk about...
God, are you sure? Are you sure you want to go there?
I'm sorry. That's what I want to do for my first episode, man.
These people are going to hate me.
we played the demo for DMC on the PS3, and
is my rage justified?
I don't know. There were some things that you were complaining about while we were playing this demo that I was like, okay, I can see you there. And then there were some other ones where I'm like, wow, you're a butthurt fanboy, aren't you?
I am a fanboy. I will by no means dispute that. I am a fanboy. I love Dante.
Here's my thing. Capcom has already desensitized me to damaging games that I grew up with.
You grew up playing.
So it's like at this point, they've already screwed up Resident Evil. They've already canceled Mega Man Legends 3. You can't, a diplomatic immunity, you can't even hurt me anymore.
We need to put the witch cry from Left 4 Dead 2 when you talk about Mega Man Legends.
Pretty much. And the only thing I can say about this game is, why?
I don't know.
It's like Resident Evil 6. Why?
Because apparently Dante is irrelevant, which I completely disagree with.
Yeah, Capcom's reasoning for why they want to reboot Devil May Cry is that they feel Dante's character is too dated and not relevant in 2012 or when the game's released 2013.
Now, to make this clear, are they talking about the character visually or his personality? Just
both.
To make it clear.
Both. And as you clearly pulled up on a quick Google search, you found that the head developer of DMC looks exactly
like the new Dante.
Yeah, the hairstyle, and God, that hairstyle.
Now, I'm gonna kind of rant for a second.
All right, go.
I'm gonna point out all the things that I see wrong with this game.
Go.
Okay, the pivotal point of the combat system for the first 4 Devil May Cry games was the lock-on system. That was what allowed you to initiate everything you did. Every combo that you executed was done with your analog stick and the attack button. There was no hold this down to switch weapons like there is in DMC. You have 3 weapons available to you. A scythe, Rebellion, which is not even Rebellion because I'll get to that.
Fanboy.
And the axe, which the axe was cool looking and the scythe was cool looking. One good thing to say about this game. It looks beautiful. Visually, it looks great.
I mean, and I won't disagree with you there. I mean, it does look very good.
The art design was good. It was really good, and the whole limbo concept was alright.
Yeah.
That was okay. It looked really cool. But it's not Devil May Cry. The controls feel really clunky. The combos are a pain in the ass. They're so difficult.
My main problem when it comes to controls in this is that they've kind of deviated a little too much from the classic formula of the Devil May Cry control scheme. For example, I don't really have a problem with holding down the shoulder triggers in order to initiate attacks with different weapons.
No, but that's okay.
But the whole throwing out the hooks and everything else and the boost, I feel like that boost, because when the first time I did that, when I had to jump over that gap, I immediately thought, Trickster style, DMC 3.
Yeah, exactly.
Hit the circle button to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, what are you going to do? Launch an enemy when you're not in combat with the circle button, which is what it does in this demo. Circle launches.
Yeah, circle launches it. It launches them.
If you're not in combat, then remap it so that way the boost is on the circle button.
Yeah. Which would have been too easy.
Apparently.
I guess.
The whole hooking thing, it seems tedious.
It's a gimmick.
The way that they set this up, they got those camera things, the demonic cameras,
which which is what you're going to be killing or fighting
throughout the whole game.
That's
going to be the majority of the game,
and it's going to become a chore. After the first 3 times, it's going to be a chore.
And the way that I look at this is that I don't really have to accept what Ninja Theory gives us because Capcom's already come out and said,
this isn't canon.
Yeah, this isn't canon. It's like Metal Gear Rising. It's not canon. I don't have to listen to anything that happens in this game.
Oh, man.
And I think that, to me, kind of shows me a bit of reassurance that, you know what, maybe I will buy it. I mean, I already know I'm going to buy it because I would feel left out having played every other Devil May Cry.
Yeah.
Sadly,
which means I'm going to have to come to your house and play it.
I'll have to come over and play it on your PS3. But, I don't know. I'm
Honestly,
completely redoing some characters and even changing their personalities. Virgil.
Oh my god.
Good guy Virgil.
Good guy Virgil. This is like good guy. This goes back to Resident Evil, whatever the fuck it was called that we saw earlier this year. Good guy Wesker, good guy Virgil. They ruined two of my favorite villains this year.
Good guy Wesker.
Good guy Wesker.
Jake from RE6.
No. Resident Evil, the movie? Good guy Wesker.
Yeah,
fucking President Wesker. He's a good guy now.
No, the movies don't matter. They don't matter. Everybody knows the movies don't matter.
Okay, fine. And good guy Wesker, Jake then. Whatever.
Well,
still.
Wesker had a kid. I can't see that happening.
Oh my
That's
God.
Completely out of character.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, way to go back and retcon established character development. What a twist!
Goodness. My biggest problem is the design of Dante. I don't like the look. His hair is not white. I know that's a really nitpicky butthurt point because I'm a fanboy. The guns are different. The sword is not Rebellion. Because I have spent hours drawing Rebellion. Because I decided I was going to draw Rebellion. It took me forever. And I drew Rebellion. That's not Rebellion.
To me, with Dante, with the whole hair nitpick, I don't care if you make him a ginger. I don't really care.
Whatever.
I mean, but I know what you mean by the character design. I really don't like how they...
It doesn't to me, it does not lend itself to having the same type of finesse. I can't take the new Dante seriously. They took away... Okay, Dante is a character that had class. He was always he was dressed very formally underneath the coat.
Except for DMC3.
Except for DMC3, because he had no
Bro Dante!
Yeah, Bro Dante. Which I always played as the DMC1 Dante skin, without the coat anyway. Yeah. But they took a character that had a whole lot of class, and it kind of seems like they took the class away.
And they replaced it with kind of like a disrespectful
Exactly, they took a grunge. And
them damn disrespectful kids!
Dante's disregard for everyone else in the first 4 games wasn't a disregard for everyone else. It explains in the exposition in the first 4 games, he's not cold because he wants to be. He's cold because he's tired of the people that are close to him getting hurt. So he's cold and keeps himself distant from the rest of the people he's with, aside from Trish, Lady, and Nero, because they can defend themselves. So Dante kind of keeps himself distanced to keep from losing people he cares about all over again. And then the new Dante, I don't even want to call him Dante, but the new Dante...
New Dante!
New Dante.
New Dante!
No sense of justice.
Which was something that actually emotionally drove the character in the previous installments.
Because as much as Dante was an asshole, he
always did the right thing.
Jerk.
He always did the right thing.
Exactly, he always did the right thing. But he didn't do the right thing. Like you've seen the Devil May Cry anime.
Yeah, he does the right thing, but not necessarily the right way.
Exactly, and multiple times in the anime,
the ends really justify the means.
But they don't really touch on it in the games. But a couple times in the anime, he refuses payment for the jobs, and he just says, "Don't worry about it. It's fine." And he just because he did the right thing,
and that's why he's bankrupt.
And that's why, and that was the one thing that I really kind of hoped they carried over. I really was hoping that they would carry that over. Dante's horribly in debt in all of the games, and they kind of took that away because that really added something to the character's personality. Mm-hmm. He was like, "I'm desperate. I'll do anything," and it kind of went from I only hunt demons to kind of morphed into I'll do whatever.
Yeah,
and that kind of really we saw. They did it backwards, so we kind of saw how the character had progressed from doing anything to being, specifically hunting demons. And then he calls himself a demon hunter in the new one, which they were never called demons. They're called devils. Thus the name Devil May Cry, but still, I'm nitpicking.
I don't really remember the anime that much. I mean,
in the newer games, the older games.
It's been so long since I've played Devil May Cry.
I just played through 3 the other day.
Well then, somebody came prepared.
Yeah, somebody came prepared because I knew we were going to be discussing this.
I mean, I don't see why you want to reboot it when you didn't finish your story arc from...
And that is the biggest issue. They didn't finish the story they started.
Yeah. We already...
Thank you, George Lucas. Anyway.
Wait, what?
They didn't finish the story they started.
Hey, Nintendo, when are you going to finish your Legend of Zelda trilogy?
Oh my god!
I mean, you got Ocarina of Time, you got Majora's Mask. Now, where's the last
third
summit?
one?
We got to find Navi!
Skyward Sword.
No.
Skyward Sword, this is the third one!
No thanks. You can not have my money, sir.
You cannot have my money.
You cannot have monies.
Oh man.
So my thing about DMC final thing is that I'm going to wind up playing it anyway, whether I like it or not. I don't have to accept the fact that this is a new Dante.
I can always play it. I'm going to play the rest of this game.
I can always just cross my fingers and hope that they'll go back. Maybe there will be so much public outrage from,
There's not, because this has become acceptable.
Well, we don't know. We don't know yet. I mean, we could have several different review outlets like IGN IGN probably won't do it because they get paid off.
Yeah, exactly. IGN's paid off. Don't go to IGN for anything.
And
come to these guys.
GameSpot's the same way. They're not any better.
Oh, my goodness.
But, they may come out and shit on it. And public outcry. I mean, the public outcry for RE6 was huge.
Holy crap. And
huge. So many people bought that game, and I've only met one person out of maybe the 30 people I've talked to that actually enjoyed RE6.
And we both know who that is.
I know.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's the way I see it. I don't understand.
Well,
Capcom is hitting the skid.
Capcom is, oh my god.
They're on their way. If it's the same thing with Square Enix. Just give the people what they want, and you will make money.
And you'll make money, exactly.
That's like their justification for not releasing a Final Fantasy VII remake or even an HD or anything like that.
Anything. They're not going to touch 7
Well, there's not enough public support for it.
Yes, there is.
They go, we have to wait for a Final Fantasy game that would outsell Final Fantasy VII.
Why? That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't even make sense.
Well, guess what? Final Fantasy VIII sold more copies than Final Fantasy VII did. By far. Every single sequel has sold more copies, except for maybe 13-2. I'm not exactly sure
because 13-2 kind of flopped.
That's a game that shouldn't exist.
Yeah,
I don't really see
time travel.
Yeah, I don't see how 13 warranted a sequel.
No,
the same way that Final Fantasy X, I don't really
didn't really warrant a sequel.
I don't see how that warranted a sequel.
If any of them warranted a sequel, 7 got a sequel, a prequel, a movie. 7 got everything.
Fan service.
If one singular Final Fantasy warranted a sequel, I think 12. I would have liked to have seen a sequel to 12.
I think it might have actually gotten something for the DS. Revenant
Did it really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
whatever.
Final Fantasy IV got the After Years.
Yeah.
Which I never played, so I can't tell you what that is.
Oh, and then, well, I mean, I don't know. 1 and 2. My favorite Final Fantasies, as you know, was 1, 2, 7, and 8, and then 12 being tacked on at the end because it's a later game. 1 and 2 you can't really make a sequel to, so I think 8 could have had a sequel.
Well, because the way 8 happens is that it's stuck in an infinite loop.
Yeah,
so it will always
could have
happen and reoccur. So
exactly.
It's possible.
It could have had a sequel where they figure out some way to break the time loop and fix things, but still, it's not going to happen.
But final thing on DMC. I wound up playing it. You'll probably come over.
I'm gonna play it
out. We'll probably do a let's play of it. I don't freaking know.
It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna play it, whether it's with you or not. I'm gonna play it.
That's pretty much all the news that I've got. So unless you've got something you want to talk about, if you want another tangent,
not particularly.
Tangents
all over the place. But I'm gonna end up playing DMC. I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna do the story. I'm gonna probably end up tearing it apart because I know that much about the universe of Devil May Cry, so you know how I am with those games.
Mm-hmm.
So,
all right, Pat, where can we find you on the internet?
You can find me. You can find me in 2 places on YouTube. I have one channel that I'm working on starting right now called Code Zombie TV, and that's going to be reviews and some MMO news coverage and some gameplay footage from some MMOs because that's what I do. I'm an MMO gamer. A good amount. I do a good amount of MMOs. And then you can find me on VGN, which is the Vintage Gaming Network. And that's mostly Let's Plays and reviews of older games, N64 and older. I don't really touch a whole lot on PS1, just because I have issues with it. It doesn't capture well, stuff like that. Yeah. Then that's it. Just Vintage Gaming.
Vintage Gaming Network.
That's
YouTube.
Vintage Gaming Network, YouTube.
And you can find me at youtube.com/phantasmmask. That's all one word. No caps, no nothing. Just type it in, and I do.
Who's that Phantasm Mask guy?
Who's that Phantasm Mask guy? And, we'll be uploading this podcast hopefully weekly. and talking about various games, because a lot happens.
This is going to be fun.
A lot happens in the gaming industry every day.
Yeah, it does.
So you can find me there, youtube.com/phantasmmask. Thank you for joining us for the first edition of PWNcast. We hope that you guys enjoyed this. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. If you disliked it, leave a comment and tell us why.
Let us know.
If you
tell
loved
us
it,
what we did wrong.
Tell us why. If we're butthurt fanboys,
tell us.
Tell us off.
Tell us. Tell us off.
I just love reading comments, no matter how bad they may be.
If I come off as nothing more than a butthurt fanboy. Anyway.
A butthurt fanboy.
A butthurt fanboy who's obsessed with Dante.
Let
me know.
Fanboy.
Yeah, apparently.
A butthurt fanboy.
Let me know, and I will explain in greater detail what the problems with DMC is.
All right, so thank you for joining us. We hope that you guys have a great holiday shopping season.
Get
Get out there and get them bargains. I can't wait.
The country is dependent on you buying shit.
Our economy is shit. Buy
stuff.
And if you can, buy it from your local mom and pop stores, because they definitely deserve your money. So, censor that. Anyway, so we hope you guys have a good night.
Oh, goodness.
And hopefully you'll hear from us next week.
Absolutely. See ya.
PWNcast.